Just had to focus on one team, Fort Lewis. Thought our girls were really focused that game. We played a great defensive, offensive game, and looked like we built some momentum in that game. Hopefully that'll carry over to tomorrow's game with Westminster.
Yeah, speaking of tomorrow's game, you kind of have the odd week with the home and away. Tomorrow versus Westminster, then on the road for the long trip just for the one game on Friday. What do you know about those two teams?
Well, Westminster, great offensive team. Everybody can score it, and really efficient. And, they're like us with a lot of upperclassmen and play really well together. So it's going to be one of those things where, we're going to have to pick our poison on how we're going to have to guard them. And they do a great job. And then with Mines, Mines is, they work hard. They got a great scorer. And, it seems like they're a team that always comes up with a big win. So it's an important week for us, especially as we get later in the conference schedule.
Questions?
Say with just the one game, like you said, you kind of trying to build some momentum and kind of get that edge back. I know you kind of maybe lost it a little bit in a couple of games, so kind of feel that's coming back.
Yeah, I think kids are settling more in their roles and what they need to do, and and we're kind of figuring out rotations and how we need to play to be successful. I think that's the biggest thing going down the stretch is we got to figure out, what group is going to give us the most success and how we can get this done.
Seeing Natalie Friday night, it just looked like everything slowed down a half a tick for you and a little more comfortable with the elbow sleeve because it's, anytime you have to put something on that you normally don't wear, it takes a little while. But you feel like the game just kind of all worked Friday night?
Yeah, I feel like obviously my elbow was changing the way I played, and I kind of had to figure out what I had to do on the floor. And I think Friday night I was focusing more on getting my teammates involved, and I think that led to my success. And so once I figured that out, then it all fell into place.
Yeah, I was talking to the coach after the game, and he said, when you got the one-on-one, you're recognizing it better now, and when they're collapsing, now you know how to get the ball to the right people at the right time. It's kind of a matter of figuring out when to throw your body on the floor and when not to.
Yeah, I think that was my biggest thing the past, my freshman year is learning when to take the shot and draw the contact and when to find my teammates, and I think that's coming along, so yeah.
It seems now, without Danny in the lineup, looks like Kai's going to get a lot of attention like she did Friday night, and it's just one of those things where you just kind of keep running your stuff and finding different options on things.
Yeah, she's been shooting a good percentage, and teams are kind of focusing on that, and I think it's kind of the same for us every single game, and we have to just find each other. That's the biggest thing, and every play's going to be different. The read will be different and how they guard it, and we just have to recognize and find the good shot, and then hopefully we capitalize on that.
She just, the last two games especially, but you could tell all season, she's added, she's a three-point shooter, but she's added the drive, that little one-handed baseline. It's like, that was different. She's just refined, it looks like, what she can do offensively.
Yeah, I think, as a senior, she's stepping up and filling that role of what's got to happen. I think, with Danny and then, with Nat being out for a few games, she had to step up, and she took the risk of saying, I got to do it and put everybody on my shoulders and get through this a little bit until we get everyone back. And it's been fun to see her leadership, and she just hasn't done it offensively. She's done it on the defensive side too, and really just plays her heart out every game.
And that is, as you run the offense and you've got somebody like Kai she's hot. In volleyball you just keep setting her.
Mm-hmm.
But you also know they're going to try to double or do something different. How do you kind of pick, okay, this is when we got to get the ball to Kai, and this is where we got to kind of maybe go away from her?
It just depends on. I try and just find the open player, and if it happens to be Kai, then she gets the shot. But if it's someone else, then it's just the flow of the game, honestly. And so a lot of our plays are run when she's hot. We'll run them for her, and we'll find her in the spot. And so if she's hot, it'll go right to her.
Keep running until they can stop her?
Yeah, pretty much.
And defensively, this team, you had longer stretches of playing some really good defense. You know, I know that's the emphasis every day in this program. You feel like this is becoming a really good defensive team?
Yeah, I mean, Coach always talks about how we need to pull a full game together, and we'll have those few minutes of really solid defense here and there. And I feel like those few minutes are starting to get a lot longer, and so I think that is helping with our recent success.
Especially against a team like Westminster that can put up some points.
Yeah.
Obviously, your defense is going to be crucial.
It's going to be really important, and like I said, they're all very efficient. They shoot a high percentage. They get shots from everywhere on the floor, and so it's going to be one of those things you just can't play with a lot of mistakes on the defensive side and give up open looks. So just going to be really disciplined and have to make sure we, try and take away their strengths as much as possible and not give them second opportunities.
Rebounding, you've done a really nice job the last couple of games, kind of owning that and not giving teams a lot of second looks.
Yeah, that's one. If we're going to have success, we have to rebound the ball, and it seems like the girls have committed to that, and hopefully we continue. In these last few weekends before the playoffs start.
All right. Oh, go ahead. No, I'm good. Question of the week. Favorite Grand Junction restaurant, non-chain?
Oh,
That's hard.
Oreos.
I knew that was
I have no idea. I was trying to think about it, and I could not think of one.
I would say you had time to listen to what it was.
Yeah, I know, and I still don't know.
I like that Hawaiian restaurant.
Oh,
too.
yeah, I choose that one, actually.
Yeah.
The Hawaiian
I
place.
always forget the name. What is it? Yeah, right by Jimmy John's.